happy Halloween, listeners. We've got a surprise for you. Well, it was a fun thing for us to do and a surprise for you, and hopefully you like it. We're going to play a game. You guys want to play a game?
This isn't like a Saw game, is it?
A Saw game?
You know the movie Saw? I'm not going to have to cut my arm off or gouge an eye out?
No. Well, I mean, you can if you want to. I'll
Okay.
certainly look on that favorably.
Is it a sex game?
I mean,
Will I be blindfolded?
you guys are as much in control of this as I am, technically. So we'll see where it goes, I suppose.
Okay.
So we're going to play a game called Dead of Night. It is a game I thought would be fun. Because it's Halloween, it's a horror-themed game. And
Great.
basically, the way it works is we're going to make a horror movie together. And you guys
Wouldn't
will be
the
playing...
first time?
No, exactly. You guys will be playing characters in the film. I will be acting, I guess, as the game master / director of the film. And I will be controlling everybody who is not you two in the game.
Okay.
But I want to do this. We're going to make this up together, basically. So I haven't planned out a whole lot of stuff because this is going to be more interactive than that. That's what I kind of liked about this game. So
Okay,
have you guys
great.
prepared to do a bit of improv? I know, Luke, you've been doing your acting class. Did you learn some improv?
Yep. Yes, but I'm not good at it.
All right.
He learned that he's not good at it.
The number one rule in improv is, Luke?
Yes, and.
There you go. Perfect. That's all you need to know.
Yep. You
So-
take something and then you give a gift back.
Yes. And I appreciate the gift that you've sent me.
Yeah, and it's not a sex game. Matt's already
No.
specified that.
Well, then why is he naked in these pictures he sent me as my gift?
Yeah.
Why is he naked right now? That's the question.
It's like the middle of the day there.
What Halloween costume is just no clothes?
And I'm wearing the Emperor's new clothes.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, from the Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
I would have also accepted that you're cosplaying as the sergeant from Sergeant Mauser from a police academy, where he's in the shower and gets his hands glued to his head.
Or you're reenacting that scene from Starship Troopers.
I reenact that scene in my head all the time.
Yeah. I wonder if we can get Casper Van Dien on the show and talk just about that scene.
I wonder if we could get Casper Van Dien on to play a game like this with us. That would be great.
Well, I mean, he has reached out to us. So
That's true. All right, so the movie we're going to be making today is called Fusion. And it's going to be a science fiction horror movie, and that's based on the feedback you guys gave me when I asked you what your favorite genre was, and Luke said horror movies have genres, and that he likes science fiction. And then Dan, you said Lovecraftian horror, and I approve of all of that. So
Great.
Yep.
So this film is set on a remote scientific outpost on the edge of known space. I've sent you guys some characters. And I might have you reveal your characters shortly. Your characters have a secret. You will note, and only you know what that is. And
So don't lead with that when explaining our characters.
right, and you don't even have to reveal it at all if you don't want to. But you will be. It will be beneficial for you to act in accordance with that secret.
Yeah.
So when I explain how the game works, you'll understand why. So in the film, this research station have developed a new form of fusion reactor, and it appears to be running at efficiency levels that didn't seem possible previously. So they've sent their reports in, and the company that you all work for is curious what's going on because they've run over budget, but these results are looking pretty good. So they've sent you two in to investigate. And I left it for you guys to create names for your characters, kind of personalize them a bit.
Yep.
So I don't know if you've done that yet, or if you're not up for it, I've got a list of names I can assign you randomly if you want. But
All right, I've got my go-to name.
all right, well, why don't you go first, Luke? Why don't you tell us a bit about your character?
My name is Biggs Warrowy.
I knew you were going to do that. I almost put Biggs Worry on there, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'll let him do it.
Let him say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm explaining this, I'm explaining that this is a character I am in the movie, or am I the actor playing the character?
No. So you're the character in the movie. You're the character in the movie. The movie thing is just kind of like the overall
the framing device.
You'll play this the same way you would any other role playing game.
Yep. So I'm Biggs Rory. I am a financial investigator working for Protonet. So I've been sent out. I'm taking my scientist friend, who I'll let him introduce himself, to investigate the claims that this station is running. Why this station's running over budget, but they seem to be doing good work.
Very good.
And I'm obviously the science part of this investigation. So I'm a scientist. My name is Dr. David Rule. I'm a renowned scientist. I'm studied and now teach at the Miskatonic University. And also, I'm transgender. Not that that's anyone's business. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So you guys have statistics, and the way the statistics work, there's 4 groups of stats, and they kind of represent the opposite stats. So you've got identify and obscure, persuade and dissuade, pursue and escape, assault and protect. And so generally speaking, you're either pretty neutral in those skills, or you're better at one than the other. But I'm going to have you roll 2 d10s when something comes up, and basically you're going to add the 2 dice and then that number together. That's basically that's how it's going to work.
Sure.
Okay.
And you also have some special skills, some specializations, which you can use in certain circumstances, and you can feel free to argue why you should get to use them in any particular situation. It's completely flexible in that regard. If you think you should be allowed to use one of these, then feel free. And you can reveal the specializations if you want to at this time.
Well, I just want to be able to bring anything I need to cast a magic missile. That's
all right. Well, it's not that sort of magic in this world, but we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
There is
scientific missile. Just missile.
Scientific missile.
I'm bringing a missile. I'm bringing a missile with me.
All right. But you have some specializations.
Well, I mean, do we want to talk about this? Yeah, sure. My first specialization is technobabble, and that's what it would sound like to you guys, but obviously it makes sense to me. So at various parts during this, I'll probably understand something that none of you do, and you just have to take my word for it that I know what it is.
Yeah, and you will get extra points if you are able to come up with a technobabble explanation for something that's happening.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I might be able to help you with your technobabble if you come up with any mathematical calculations, because I'm very good at crunching the numbers.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. So the way this is going to work is you've got those skills there, but in a situation where you're able to use a specialization, you use that instead of the skill that you would normally use.
Okay.
So,
sure.
Yep.
Does that make sense? So say, for example, you've got a 3 and a 4 in something. If you've got a specialization that gives you a 7, you would use the 7 instead.
Well, a 3 and a 4 is the same as a 7. So does that really, I mean, is that a
No,
example?
but you would have to... So, no, because you say you've got your opposite skills, right? You identify and you're obscure.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yep.
But then you've got this other one, so...
I'm also a bit of an escape artist.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
I'm also a bit of a control freak. So there's various times where I might just say, look, just everyone shut up, we're doing this my way.
And I'll just escape that situation.
Yeah,
that's
yours
why
is
we're
quite
such a good
specific
team.
though, Luke.
Yep, so when attempting to get away from or into danger by doing something reckless, you can use your skill instead of your escape skill.
Ooh,
Yes.
Interesting.
It's got to be reckless.
Like I would ever do anything reckless.
So what
Words.
I guess what no one on this outpost knows yet is that Luke and I have worked for Protonet for quite some time. I actually got him the job there years ago.
Okay, yeah.
So he kind of owes me. but also we used to be married, but that was a long time.
And it's before he started to transition.
Yeah, and we're just friends now, obviously colleagues. I mean, friends. Yeah, I mean, we're friends. Why not?
Yeah.
But also, there is that history. So,
okay. Very good.
We try not to let it interfere with that work.
Well, and you both also have some bad habits. And I'll explain. Okay, so you're both going to start the game.
I feel I've already been capitalizing on this one.
Yeah, fair point. You're both going to start the game with 5 survival points. So make a note of that. You can use counters, or you can actually just write it down. The book says to use counters, but it doesn't really matter. You just got to keep track of that number. And so you're going to have 5 of them to start with. And whenever you behave in a way that fits with one of your bad habits and creates complications for your characters due to your bad habits, you're going to gain another survival point, because that's how horror movies work. So you behave, that's correct in this case. It's the correct thing to do. So Dan, what are your bad habits?
Well, my bad habits. Yes, thanks, Dr. Rule, if you don't mind.
Sure, Drool.
Yeah, drool. Yes. Well, I've got poor social skills, obviously, and often say the wrong thing. So, I mean, that's subjective,
Sure.
But, yeah. I'm also addicted to pornography. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke?
I'm actually watching porn now. Joker themed porn.
I assume every male character is guilty and untrustworthy, but fall in love with and trust every female character. I attempt to escape from danger without thinking, leaving other people in extremely dangerous situations.
So every time you guys act in accordance with those bad habits, you will gain a survival point. And survival points act as your hit points, right? So if you run out of survival points, your character needs to be written out of the story.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's how this works.
Okay, sure.
So that's death, basically, or something like it, whatever that represents.
Something like death.
whatever
Jesus
represents.
Christ, Matthew.
Well, no, see, we're talking about a movie, so people, it's a horror movie. People don't necessarily even die, but you just disappear from the story. You're not in this film anymore, is what I'm saying. If you
You're out. You're out.
But you can spend them as well.
Mate, can I just say, just as a segue, Matt, if anyone ever breaks into your house, and I hope they don't, always have, and you're threatening them with a gun, I really hope you do say, get ready for death or something like death, because that is far more terrifying.
So survival points you can use. Okay, these are a couple of different ways, and you can ask me about this again at any point. If you want to flip an attribute pair, and this will hold for an entire scene, right? So until you move on and you're doing something else, you can spend a survival point to flip your attribute pair. So say if you've got a 7 in one but a 3 in the other, you can flip it. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. You can also spend a survival point to re-roll a die if you want to.
Okay.
So it's 1 point per die?
Correct.
Okay.
That's why we need 2.
You can spend a survival point to cancel or interrupt what someone else is doing and take control of the situation.
So if Dan's talking too much,
Sure.
if David's talking too much, I can just...
pornography.
You can spend a survival point at any time to negate someone else's survival point expenditure if you want to be a dick. And that can create a bidding war. So if you
just keep going.
Yes, because you can gain more of these. You've got 5 now. You can gain more of these. So if you want to risk it, you can spend a survival point to introduce a new element to the story. It kind of just changed the story on me. That's fine. Go ahead. It's cost you a survival point, though. You can spend a survival point to acquire a useful item, but it's got to fit. But you get to decide. Like, say, for example, you wanted a missile launcher to go with that missile that you've got.
Sure.
You can spend a survival point to find one. in a locker
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And there are other ways to use them, but I think we'll stick to those for now because that's quite a bit already, and we haven't played this before. So, and again, feel free to ask me at any point if you want to know how that works. And that's about it, really.
Okay.
It doesn't really get any more complicated.
We got this.
So like I said, the film, the story we're going to be taking part in today is called Fusion. You guys have arrived at the station. Do you guys have a good name for the station?
Well, I mean, we're arriving at the station. I would have assumed it had a name before we got here.
That's true. It has. It does indeed. Epsilon 17 is the station that you've just arrived at.
Epsilon 17.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to write that down as well.
We actually, sorry we're late. We went to Epsilon 71 first. And
common mistake.
Fucking miles away. We had to walk
it's a common mistake. No worries. You must be Mr. Rule. Dr. Rule. Dr. Rule. Yeah, sorry.
Don't mind.
Looking at my notes here. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah,
terribly
sorry. I'd shake your hand, but I'm actually just reading a bit of pornography now.
Oh, really? Now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Oh, fine.
I mean, it's a packet of nudie playing cards I'm holding here in my right hand. So I could put him on my left hand, but
keep him in the right.
So you kind of not even to shake a hand. You're not willing to part with those. No.
Trust me, you don't want this.
Okay. My name is Biggs, and I'd just like to ask, what have you done to the station?
So Biggs.
Yeah.
Biggs Warrawee?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
You are?
It's been so long. It's Ryder Oren. Dr. Oren now. I mean, you can call me Ryder, obviously. How have you been? It's been a very long time.
I'm okay, Dr. Ryder. Dr. Oren.
No, Ryder's fine. What you're here with the inspection crew, are you?
Yeah, so if we can just get this rolling, don't want to be here any longer than we have to. Can you start showing us around?
Sorry, Luke. Biggs.
Sure.
I mean, I've known you for a long time, and you've never mentioned Oren to me before. So you want to tell me how you guys know each other?
Oh, he's never mentioned me. Well, we went to school together.
I would have remembered.
Yeah, we went to school together. That's all you need to know about at the moment. But yeah, so let's just get this rolling and
right. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
I'll flip over to the Queen of Hearts and just pay attention to this for a bit.
Yep. Thank you.
Very well.
So, Doctor.
Yes. What is it that you wanted to see?
We want to see where you've wasted this money.
I think you'll find our results have proven that it's not a waste. But I mean, we can certainly begin the tour. Did you want to see the facility itself, or did you want to see the quarters, or what is it that you're after?
If you can get,
do you have Wi-Fi here? I'm just trying to get onto the Wi-Fi to just check a website that I check every half hour or so.
Sure, it's the Epsilon guest network, and the password is
and a password.
It's a tentacle prawn.
Okay,
that's the password.
Excellent.
I'm sure you know how to spell it.
Can
Nothing's
I
blocked
don't want
here,
the,
is it? I just
no. I mean, it is quite
twins.
slow. Is the only problem.
Can I just ask though? I don't want the guest one. I want the main pass one because guest Wi-Fi is normally quite slow. So
yeah.
Is there better Wi-Fi at the fusion reactor itself?
The fusion reactor. Well, actually, the reactor itself kind of interferes with the signal somewhat.
Okay.
Yes, unfortunately. And as I said, the signal out here is not great anyway. I mean, you just want to send a message back?
No. I just wanted
to. Sorry, where were you guys coming from?
Just wanted to stream something. We're coming from Penrith.
Penrith. Oh, sure. That's one of my favorite colonies. Yes.
Yeah. We don't use the word colony anymore. We're
no?
post-colonial now. No, we're post-colonial.
I see.
Yeah, it's the independent nation of Penrith planetary system.
Right.
Yeah.
It's double F. Penrith.
Yeah.
Penrith, yes. Oh, very good.
Yeah. It had 2 moons, but the Vandals knocked one down. So
The homies
1 moon now.
bashed one moon to death.
Yeah.
Well, very
But
good.
yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, but yeah, maybe let's start in the fusion reactor. Let's go see what
Start in the fusion
mesh you've
reactor.
created down there.
Straight to the main event. Straight to the main event.
I mean,
Well,
look,
all right.
we're
very good.
we're just we want to see what's going on here.
Understood. All right. Well, follow me this way. He takes you through a kind of
Takes
maze.
me.
Yeah,
Someone
he
going to take
does.
my bag?
He leads you. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. And he jumps on. He hits a button on the wall, and the intercom pops on, and he says, "Yes, Fisher, could you please fetch the I guess bags from the ship?" And
Not this one. I'll keep this one on me at all times, actually.
Oh, sure.
Pretty
well, no,
sensitive.
the ones on the ship. The ones on
pretty
the ship.
sensitive stuff in this one. Yeah, there's a couple of them in this. Just don't open them. Just don't open anything, actually. In fact, you know
Very
what?
good.
Just leave it on the ship. Just leave it on the ship.
Right. Just all right. Belay that order. Very good. So the wheel's just fallen off my chair. So that's not in character. This is all right. Belay that order. All right. So should we continue on then? Very good. He leads you through a maze of corridors until eventually you reach what looks to be a sort of an airlock. One door closes behind you, and then some lights begin spinning. And he says, "It's just the decontamination process. We found things can get be a little volatile. What do you know about the reactor that we've built here? Have they told you? They told you much about it?"
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was still trying to get onto JapaneseTwins.com. What did you say? Say again.
I said, have they told you much about the reactor and how?
Oh
it
no,
works?
it's practically nothing. Practically nothing.
Right. Okay. Well, we found something here on the planet, and let's just say it's been pretty exciting for us. Suddenly the lights stop and a loud alarm sound starts, and I'm gonna trigger that alarm sound once I get control of my system. And he says,
Is that the everything's okay alarm?
No, that one's a little different. Just 1 second. He walks over to the panel on the wall. He says, "Yeah, is everything all right?" And you hear, "There's been a containment breach. We have a serious issue down here. I think perhaps you should vacate the area." And he says, "Oh God, all right. Maybe we should head back the other way for now."
I run to the other end of the door lock, hit the emergency release button, jump through to the other side using my escape artist skill.
All right. I want you to roll your 2d10s because this is a system that you're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking here. Your escape artist skill is an 8. So what do you roll in there?
I rolled 00, which that's 10, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and 5.
A 10 and a 5 and an 8. All right, so you actually do manage to get the door open, and then you're out. And then what are you doing from there?
I'm just running down the hallway.
All right, all right. Dr. Oren turns to you, Dr. Rule, and he says, "Well, okay, he's gone. I was going to suggest that perhaps we should stick together. There seems to have been some sort of issue with the reactor. Maybe we should head to one of the security stations for now. What do you think?"
We're still in the airlock at this point, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Can I see the reactor yet? Is the airlock glass?
No. It's a solid door.
Okay. Look, I think I was brought here to identify any problems. So the fact that there is a problem is actually kind of good for me. So
Right.
if you don't mind, I think we should just push on.
Okay.
I'd like
you to roll a persuade check, Dan.
Certainly. Okay. So
It's going to be 2d10.
Yep. Okay, I'm rolling, and I've rolled a 1 and a 7. That's an 8. Plus, I've got my my 4.
All right. That's a total of 12. Dr. Oren says, look, it's really not a good idea. I think it's best for now if we just vacate the area. We could check on the screens in the security station and maybe see what's going on. If you're
look, I
interested.
mean, that's all well and good, but actually, in stressful situations, I like to be really decisive and just seize control. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna try to be commanding.
I think he doesn't seem very indecisive. He's pretty set on what he's not going to let you through that door at this point. Okay. So he's say, look, come on, we'll head to the security station. I promise you, once we get this thing under control, you'll be able to see the reactor.
You see this 7 of clubs? You see this sexy 7 of clubs? I was going to give this to you. But guess what? Now I'm not. Because
his eyebrows raised for a moment. And he says, so, he really never mentioned me at all.
No.
Strange. Oh, anyway, this way. He leads you down a corridor or two, and you reach what looks to be like a little security station. There's monitors, like a wall of screens.
I'm looking around for Biggs, by the way, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Biggs, where did you run off to?
I've somehow ended up in a kitchen.
I don't know why, but I knew you were going to say that.
Right. You were going to say that. Right, so you burst into the kitchen, and the gentleman who's there preparing a meal, a very large meal. It's more like a school cafeteria kitchen than a.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Actually, yeah.
Is it a school? Am I 100 meters from that school?
I'm thinking it's sort of like the mess hall kitchen for the...
It will be a messy.
He looks up and he says, hello. Can I help you?
I might be a little lost.
Well, what are you looking for? The alarms were just going off. Nothing to do with you, was it?
No, definitely not. But I was just getting away from where...
His eyes lowered to the knife that he's holding and back up at you because you pick up on the fact that he doesn't know who you are, and he's a bit suspicious at this point.
I'm just gonna slowly start back to the door. Look, I know I can see that I've come in at a very disturbing time for you. I'm just gonna leave if that's okay.
He says, "I'm not disturbed. I'm just I want to know who the fuck you are, mate. What's going on?"
My name's Biggs. I'm a financial investigator.
You're with the You're with
Yeah.
with the company. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the ones that pay you.
Yeah. No worries, mate. Just making sure. Like I said, the alarms are going off.
Can you please put the knife down?
Oh, sure. He pops the knife down the table. He says, "Can I interest you in a sandwich?"
What type?
Peanut butter. We've got. What have I got here? I've got some turkey, a bit of rye bread. Turkey on rye. No. What do you want, mate? No. I'm not a fucking mind reader. What do you want?
Can I get a chicken loaf sandwich?
A chicken loaf? What the fuck is a chicken loaf?
It is the number one cuisine on the planet Penrith. And quite honestly,
Sorry,
I think seeing as we're here from fucking head office, right, that maybe you could have looked into a little bit about what we eat. You got any Devon?
He looks at you dead in the eyes and he goes, "What the fuck's chicken loaf? How do I mean, I see what I can do. We've got the food synthesizer. What's in it?"
It's pretty much all the crap left over when they've processed chicken.
Oh,
so
he walks over.
Feet, Beaks.
Beaks. He goes over to a machine on the wall and he hits a few buttons. So what? So beak, feathers, feet, scrotum.
Things that aren't chicken that have fallen into the processor.
Stones, eyes,
tire.
Someone's hat.
Out of date pornography.
You're not there, Dan. You don't get to throw your corn in the fucking machine. He hits a button, and a block of some sort of solid falls out the bottom of the machine, and he puts it on a plate. Kind of brings it over, and he goes, Does this approximate what you were looking for?"
Yeah, I think that's about it. Now just slice that up for me and put it in a sandwich. I like a lot of butter.
He says, "I'm going to have to pick up the knife in order to slice it. Is that all right? I don't want to alarm you."
As long as you're doing it over there and just not too
worries.
quickly, it'll be fun, yeah.
Oh, I'm a professional chef, so
We're spending a lot of time on this sandwich.
he picks up the knife, slices the chicken loaf.
I've got this leading somewhere. It's okay.
All right. What kind of bread do you want?
Just white.
We're all out.
Whatever happened to Yes and Matt?
Oh, wait, no, I've just spotted some in the back of the cupboard. Hang on a sec. Butter, you said. He spread some butter on there.
Lots of butter, thanks.
He hands you the sandwich.
You didn't spit in this, did you?
No, mate, no, you were standing there the whole time. I mean, it's got worse than spit in it.
I don't know. I don't trust you. I'm going to put this in my bag for later.
You're not even going to eat it.
Fine. You're going to gain a survival point.
Told you I was leading somewhere.
He says, all right, well, I got to get back to what I was doing anyway.
Do you know where people would go when the alarm's going off?
Probably the security station. Just back up the hall and to the right.
Oh, to the right.
Yeah.
Okay. I might start heading that way.
All right.
Thanks for the sandwich. But I will be back if you've spat in this.
You're welcome. Not sure how you'll know, but it's fine. Whatever. I've got very covert spit. Not that it's relevant.
It didn't spit out of my mouth.
And now I walk to the security station.
Oh, hey,
And
Biggs.
as you wander in, they're running through an explanation of how the security system works. Dan obviously, Dr. Rule obviously understands in great detail as a scientist.
Yeah, so basically, Biggs, just to catch you up, this whole thing works as a giant hamster factory. So there's little tubes, mnemonic tubes going everywhere with little hamsters in them. And when there's a breach, those hamsters get shot to the appropriate wheels, and they spin on the wheels until all the doors slam shut and everything locks. So it's in complete lockdown. I mean, that's approximately, that's in layman's terms.
You've seen this setup, though? You're not just going off what Dr. Oren's told you?
Dr. Oren has indicated that they have a hamster system, and I'm fully versed in what a hamster system is because I'm minored in hamster at Miskatonic University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor of hamsterology. You're going to gain a survival point for your explanation of how the security system works.
Thanks. Yeah.
Dr. Oren says, right, and could we just pull up the reactor on the system here? Oh God! On the screen in front of you, you can see a very like a large device that's spinning with a light at the a bright glowing light at the center of it. And he says, well, that's the reactor. But you see over here at the side these containers. They hold the fuel, which is, well, let's just say it's somewhat volatile.
That seems like a very bad setup.
Well, I mean, we're doing the best we can here. We didn't expect to find it. So
What is it that you believe you found?
Well, it's the fuel for the reactor, obviously. And I mean, the thing is, you can see there, it looks like some of it's leaked out of one of the containers.
Look, Biggs, he said fuel. I think if it was anything more important than that, he would have been more specific. So I'm happy to just let him be general.
Look, I know that this is what you came here for, so I suppose... could you, Luke, roll a persuasion check?
I rolled... What's that? 4 and a 5.
Okay, and what is your persuade skill?
I have 5, I believe. Just let me get back to that screen. Mm-hmm. Yes, 5.
Okay. He says, "Look, I understand that you have a lot of questions, but and the answers will come. I think once we show you how everything works, you'll probably feel a bit more comfortable at it."
I'm going to spend a point. I'm going to re-roll my 4.
Okay.
That's R3 now.
In which case, I'm never going to tell you.
Yeah, I was going to mention it, but now I won't. He says, "Look, while I really need to figure out what's going on." He says, "Can you get can you get Fisher on the phone on the line on the phone? We don't have phones here in the future. We have lines.
No, there's no reception.
Could you get Fisher on the line?" And a voice pops up and says, "Sir, Fisher seems to have disappeared. We can't find him at the moment. But if you come down here, that'd be really helpful. We've got some odd behavior coming from the from the device." And he says, "Oh, all right. Is the room itself contained?" And then the voice says, "Yeah, it seems to be fine." So he turns to you and says, "Well, do you want to come down to the reactor and we'll have a look?"
If it's okay, because I'm not going to know much about the reactor. Can I go have a chat with the person who's looking after the finances so I can start going through the books?
Can I just ask, is the alarm still going off at this point? Like just
no, the alarm has stopped. And the lights came back
and
up.
And that flashing red light? No, okay, so things are... Right, yeah.
Yeah. So the lights have come back up.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll go with you, obviously. Because I know about this stuff, Luke. Yeah, that's fine. If you have literally no interest in this, I'm happy for you to just go and look over the books. I might be hungry later. Do you have part of a sandwich you could give me?
I do have half. I've got a sandwich I can give you half of.
Okay, great.
Hand over half a chicken loaf sandwich.
Yeah. Okay. How do I add half a?
Is chicken loaf really a thing?
Yeah.
What's chicken loaf?
It's exactly
I already know what it is. Forget it. Forget it. We can do this offline.
You were correct, Matt.
All right. Well, if you want to head down to the financial wing, speak to Liala. She's the accountant on board.
Liala. Okay.
Liala. Yeah.
Sorry. Before you go, there's no man he could speak to instead. Is there?
Well, I mean,
no. I'm fine talking to Liala.
I mean, yeah. We're pretty diverse here on the
okay,
on the
I
station.
guess it's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah, let's just say I went through a lot to escape that. You know what I mean?
He turns to
cut the old dick off.
Biggs turns to Biggs and he goes, "Oh, have you since what happened? Have you switch sides, so to speak? Is that?"
I've never really had a side, but
good for you.
After
good for you.
Yeah, but yeah, I have moved on since the unpleasantness.
Is this something I can use my techno babble to?
I think
to decipher.
He says, "I think I understand what's happened." Well, you can certainly say the wrong thing.
Oh yeah. You guys,
says,
you guys want to look at some pornography? I got some great pornography of Biggs. If you want to see it, Oren.
Look, I'm okay. I'm just going to head down to the financial wing.
Very good. Dan gain a survival point.
Thank you.
And Luke, sorry, Biggs and David, Biggs, you head off. He shows you actually there's a map on the wall. He pulls it up and he gives you very easy to follow directions to the financial wing. So you're very easily able to get there with no issues.
In case I get lost, is there anyone I can call, or in case you've sort of maybe given me a wrong direction?
You could always call.
Just in case.
I mean, back here, this is our security officer, Lambert. You can give him a buzz pretty easily.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. He's this gentleman sat right
Call
here.
me Chris.
Very good directions.
Thanks. So I'll look at the map and I'll only call if I do get lost, but yeah.
Good, because he is very busy, and and I don't really know why else you would call. So, very good. So so you head off, and then he leads.
So I wander off.
Dan, David, he leads you back to the airlock.
Dr. Rule.
And this time, Dr. Rule, he leads you back to the airlock, and then this time, the doors close behind you, and the doors in front open, and you step into the large chamber that you saw on the display. And the machine itself is very impressive. It's actually it's kind of a ring spinning in ever-changing kind of rotation around this very bright, glowing orb at the center. And you notice a slightly odd smell in the room. And off to the side, you see those containers that you saw on the display. And there are scientists in lab coats and stuff running around looking at screens and things. They kind of look up as you come in. They give you a sort of suspicious glance, and then they look
I'll give
back.
him a casual wave.
One of them waves back, and one with a clipboard comes over to Dr. Oren, and he says, "Sir, thanks for coming down. We're not able to locate Fisher, and he was working with the with the fuel at the time, and I think there's something you should see." And he gives you kind of a look, Dr. Rule, and Oren says, "No, look, he's here to see what we're up to, and we shouldn't have any secrets. This is all above board, and that's what we wanted the company to know." So they lead you over to where the containers are, and you can see there's kind of a black ooze coming out of the container, and on the wall next to
you don't need
the
to say the
container,
race. You can just say ooze.
there's an ooze coming out of the container, and you can see on the wall what looks to be almost a shadow of a person, like a darkening of the wall, and in the shape of a person. And Dr. Oren says, "Oh my God, what is that?" And the other scientist says, we're concerned that that's Fisher. Something seems to have happened." And he says, "Oh God. Well, has anyone else come into contact with the stuff?" And he says, no one else. And he turns to you and he says, "Look, almost immediately I regret bringing you over to this side of the room. This is obviously not what we were hoping for. I think perhaps we should return to the security station. Perhaps we should return you to your ship for now, just until we get this thing figured out."
Sure, that's probably wise. I've actually just gotten out this little petri dish, and I've just got a Q-tip. And if you don't mind, just before we quickly escape, I'm just going to get some of this.
I really wouldn't recommend that. The substance is very volatile. I
won't
wouldn't
take long.
recommend
No,
it.
won't take long at all.
No, look,
just gonna get some on my Q-tip.
Perhaps we should look. Come over here. Perhaps I should explain exactly what's going on here. And he leads you over to a desk, seats you down, and pulls up a display which shows kind of a site. You can see that the station itself is on one side of the photograph, and then there's like a little kind of encampment over on the other side. And he says, "Look, we found something out in the under the ice outside. It's what you see over there in the containers. And when we did some tests, so it's very volatile, especially to light. It doesn't like light, and especially we found ultraviolet light in particular just obliterates the substance. But when you put it in the reactor, the results are incredible. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. So but I can't recommend you touch it at all, even with a Q-tip. I know Q-tips, especially in the future, are very, very strong, but I really can't recommend it."
All right. Should I roll to see if I put the Q-tip away?
You want to? All right. You can roll a persuade to see if you're going to convince him to let you do this.
Okay, so I'm going to roll.
What is it? What is it that you
got
want the sample for? He's asking.
It's,
And then we'll see what the result of the roll is.
Oh, sure. Well, I've just kind of partly the reason why I'm here, Doctor, is to take a sample back to the company, let them know what we're sitting on. So if I don't come back with this Q-tip full of stuff, it's not really any point me being here. You know what I mean?
I see. All right. Well, what did you roll?
I got a 13, plus I've got my my really strong 4 persuade. So
he says, "Well, if that's the company's wishes, then I guess that's what's happening."
Okay.
Just be very careful. Here, please put these gloves on. And
no need.
I really think it'd be wise for you to put the gloves on, but all right.
No need. Look, before I dip my hand in here,
sure.
Is there? Do you guys have any idea what this is, or is this just some mystery ooze here that you guys? Is there any data that I should know about before I?
It's a compound we've never seen before. We were not able to identify it. It's not anything we were able to identify. And before you say yes, it was silly of us to begin experimenting with it without identifying it a little further. But we just the results were so positive, and
that's fine.
No,
no.
You're a man after our own heart, then.
Yeah. Sorry. I stopped looking, so actually, I've got quite a bit of it on the Q-tip now. So
I see.
I'm just carefully moving this over to the petri dish. And
as you are returning the petri dish to your what do you keep the petri dish in?
My top pocket, my breast pocket.
Top pocket next to your pens.
Yeah.
As you're popping that away from the you notice that the mark on the wall, the human shaped mark on the wall, seems to have darkened, and it's almost like there's like an absence of anything in the shape of a person there. It took you a little while to notice because it was out of the corner of your eye. But as you're putting the petri dish away, the arm of the shape snatches at you, and you're going to need to roll a protect.
Okay.
And I am going to roll against you.
Sure. Well, I got a 5 and a 6 plus my my 5 protect stats, so that's a total of 16.
Total of 16. You feel a sharp pain, and then all of a sudden it's like you're not there in the lab anymore. You're out on the ice outside, and you look down and you can see the veins in your arms have turned black, and you're starting to grow cold, and all the breath is being forced out of you. And as you fall down onto the ice, everything starts to go black, and then all of a sudden you are back in the lab, and Dr. Oren is looking at you, like shaking you and saying, "Hey, are you all right? What happened? Are you there?" And
Did I give you permission to touch me?
Oh, okay. You've lost a survival point.
All right. Down to 6, but I eat half a sandwich and feel instantly better.
You do feel somewhat better.
Okay, somewhat better. I look down at my arms to see if my veins are still doing something crazy.
No, everything looks fine.
It looks fine now. Jeez. At
this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, you're not outside anymore.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it, Dr. Oren?
Sorry? What was weird?
It was weird. The kind of indoor-outdoor thing you've got going here, plus the old veiny wains. You know what I mean?
So I'm not sure what you're talking about. You feeling all right?
Not really.
No.
I mean, I'm less hungry now because I ate half that sandwich.
You didn't touch the stuff, did you?
I didn't touch the stuff, but I felt the clammy hand of a kind of antimatter shadow kind of grab at me. Is that normal? Is that normal for here?
He looks around the room, and the few scientists within earshot all kind of look a bit confused. He says, "No, not so far." But then suddenly, one of the machines starts beeping a little bit, and he looks over, and the scientist at the machine says, "So the output's increasing." And he says, Dr. Orange says, "What? Even more than before?" And he says, "Yeah, it's gone up from 150% to 155%." And as a scientist, you know that the output from a reactor, 155% output, that's more than you're putting in.
As a scientist, I know that there's no such thing as more than 100%. So
correct. So that sounds implausible.
I feel something fishy's going on here.
And he says, "Perhaps we should get you to the med lab just to make sure nothing's gone awry." And at that moment, the scene cuts to a woman in glasses, seated at a desk, going through some paperwork. And then into the room steps Biggs Warrawee, and she looks up from the desk and she says, "Hello, can I help you?"
Hi, Liala, was it?
Yes. How did you know my name? Who are you? Sorry.
Oh,
I know everyone on this station.
I'm Biggs Warrawee. I'm from Protonet. I'm here to go over the finances, and Dr. Oren said I could come down to.
Yes, they did tell me that someone was coming. All right, what is it that you need to see?
Well, as you know, you're very, very over budget.
Yes.
And I just need to try and find out where this money's going. And,
right.
Could I get you a coffee or something while we look through this, or?
She says, no, I have one right here. Thank you. She's right. Well, I'm sure you find things about board. It's all for the reactor and all the work that we're doing here. And suddenly the lights in the room flicker, and you see a shape, Biggs, moving behind Liala in the darkness, a sort of shadow moving behind her. But you're not really able to make out what it is.
Mm-hmm. Liala, are we alone in here?
She looks around and she says, sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with the lights, but what, you think someone's playing a prank on us?
I just thought I saw a shadow behind you.
And she turns and actually she sees it as well and stands and says, "Oh my God, what is that?"
I've been here like an hour. Why would I know?
Just fair enough. Well, perhaps we should head to the security station then.
This sounds like a great idea. I will follow you because I trust you.
Fine. I'm not rewarding that. She leads you back to the security station.
But I also was I able to take any of the books with me?
Yeah, sure. She's not particularly trying to stop you, but make an identify check for me, please.
Identify.
Yeah, because you need to know if whatever you're grabbing is of use.
A 6 and a 3.
All right, so you just grab a mishmash. What's your identify skill?
4.
Right. Yeah, you grab a mishmash of paperwork, and you're not quite sure what's useful. But as you reach for it, the shadow that was behind the desk also reaches out, and it touches you on the hand, and you see that instead of paperwork, you appear to be holding pieces of chicken loaf. But the chicken loaf looks really delicious, and so you kind of tuck in. But then it starts to burn, like it's burning your hands and it's burning your mouth and your flesh where you've eaten it. And you look down and it's actually burning a hole through from the inside out. And actually chicken loaf is now pouring out of your chest. And then you suddenly are just standing there and the lights are back on and you're in front of the desk. And Liala says, should we go?
What was that? Did you just see what happened to me?
Do you mean the lights? The lights came back on.
No, but the shadow, the burning, the hole in my stomach.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's just head back to the security station.
All right then. She looks pretty concerned.
So you've been working here long?
Yeah. Oh, about 5 years. We've been out here at the station. Yeah. Originally, it was.
Notice anything?
Sorry.
Notice anything weird that goes on here? Apart, like that light thing and the shadow. Does that happen often?
No, that hasn't happened before. Although we did have. I mean, the alarms were going off fairly. Maybe it's just the system's faulty. There's some kind of fault in the system. Who knows?
So, while we're walking back, I still just want to go over like the high expenditure.
Sure.
Do you know where this money's going?
Yes, most of it went into the reactor. I'm not sure
so
exactly.
So they're pouring money into a reactor.
Well, yes, but if as I understand it from the numbers, it seems to be worth the investment.
Oh, it would be, but I don't know. Do you trust Dr. Oren? Do you believe that he maybe not fudging the numbers to try and make it look better than it is?
I suppose it's possible. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a woman.
Mm. You're more than that, my dear.
She blushes.
Can I use a survival point to cut away from this scene?
Yes.
Great. Just as the romance is starting to happen, we cut away, so now it's going to grow even bigger off screen.
So we cut back to the reactor, and Dr. Oren says, "Yeah, so we believe it's some sort of alien substance. We're just not quite sure where it came from, and we don't think we should be touching it."
Okay. Well, like I've got a little sample of it. Can I try to use my identify stat to see if maybe I know a little more than I should?
Just by looking at it?
Yeah, or tasting it. Smelling it. I minored in hamster, but I majored in strange substances. So actually there's a chance that I might at least be able to...
He says, look, why don't you pop it in the molecular analyzer that I've got over here?
Not falling for that again, mate.
Roll an identify check. Oh, actually, roll your technobabble in this case.
Okay. So, pretty low roll. Got a total of 7, but then my technobabble is 8. So,
so 7 total
15.
plus 8 would be 15. So you pop it in, and so it doesn't resemble any substance that you're familiar with. So you think this is definitely some sort of completely alien substance. Like it's not something humans have encountered before. There's nothing on record that you're aware of. And you're aware of quite a lot.
Yeah, I am. Because of the aforementioned degree in weird substances.
Yes.
Look, is there a... I do want to talk about this substance, but is there like a dark corner or a closet that I could just pop off to for just a couple of minutes just to take care of a little bad habit that I've got?
He says, "Oh, yeah, sure.
Won't take a minute.
Just
won't take a minute.
some alone time. Yeah, that'll help you feel a bit better. Yeah, sure. Head back out this way." And he takes you out back through the airlock, and he says, "Look, we've got this is somebody's quarters. Knock yourself out. You just
sure.
Turn the lights off and help yourself."
I've got a pretty low obscure stat. So I don't know how this is. Should I roll to see if I successfully hide my masturbation to this porn from Dr. Oren?
Well, you're going into somebody's quarters. So
but I think part of me doesn't. Part of me wants.
It sounds like you want to get caught.
All right, fine. Roll your obscure.
Okay, I got 2 4s, which is a total of 8 plus my obscure is only 2, so that's a 10.
10, right. So
I'm furiously masturbating right now.
And Oren, as he's leaving the room, you've already into it, and he clearly hears what's happening behind him, stops, turns slightly, and then turns back and just keeps walking.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one who you've caught the attention of. As you're touching yourself,
yeah,
you're fairly focused on your little vid screen, but you notice a little shadowy hand reaching out to touch you as well.
How young?
It's normal human sized adult.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Normal adult human sized.
Adult human size, just to be clear.
Yeah. Yep. And it reaches out, and I'm going to need you to roll a protect.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind.
Certainly. Oh, okay. Plus I got a total of 23 here.
Ooh, geez. All right. So you notice in time, and you move away.
You get your shadowy hand off my cock.
And you can see although it's quite dark in here, as you requested, you can see an even
It's hard
darker,
to see shadows in the dark, Matt. That is definitely true.
It's true, but this is more than a shadow. This is just the absence of existence.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's
that white and grey checkerboard that you get behind a PNG.
No, it's just a void.
Mm.
But it's human shaped, and you can see it kind of moving there in the shadows.
Okay, trying to touch me on the dick.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was enticed.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to speak to it. I'm going to try to see if this is Fisher.
All right.
Hey, buddy. Hey, little fella.
It's where its head should be, kind of tilts to the side slightly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can hear me. Yeah. You want a treat? You want a little treat? I take out the 7 of clubs. Offer it out to him.
Are you like holding it out?
I'm holding it out.
All right. It reaches out towards you and goes to take the card. And then just at the last second, it lunges forward and touches you on the hand. Mm-hmm. And instead of the 7 of clubs, you're holding now a knife. And for some reason, you're now turning the knife towards yourself and slowly bringing it in closer and closer until it reaches your stomach. And then you just kind of slowly push it in on the left side.
Oh.
And then slowly start to pull it over to the right across your belly. And all your blood and guts start falling out. And and then and then just as quickly as it started, it all stops and you're just holding your dick again.
And the 7 of clubs.
And the 7 of clubs.
Yeah. Ah, shit. Not again.
And you lose a survival point.
All right.
And suddenly,
zip up.
All the lights in the station go out. And then
I don't zip up there.
After a few seconds, some dim emergency lighting pops up. But it's quite dim.
Is it red and ominous?
It absolutely is red and ominous.
Yeah, I thought so.
Are you familiar with the film Alien?
Yeah.
Yeah. The station now looks like the last 10 minutes of that film.
Great. So there's a cat, yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It rushes by the doorway. And then we cut back to another barracks, and Biggs Warraway's enjoying a cigarette as Leala buttons her dress behind him.
Yes.
And she says, "Well, that was unexpected. But this is a horror film after all."
I didn't think things would progress so quickly, but I'm happy they did. While I continue to smoke my cigarette, while I'm looking at the papers, see if I can try and find anything in there.
All right, can you roll an identify for me?
6.
Total 6.
So I got total 11.
Total of 11. I mean, the numbers There's nothing suspicious. Nothing sticks out. That's suspicious.
I'm going to spend a point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to re-roll the 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed to a 4. So that would put me at, so that's 4. So, hold on, 4, 4, 4. So I'm 12 now.
12, yeah. I mean, it all looks pretty above board, and you don't find anything unusual. Leala says, "Oh, you're going over the paperwork, are you?"
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, like...
Always working, you are.
I know, but that's what I'm here for.
Right. She says, it is odd that the lights all just went out. I'm not sure why I didn't mention it earlier, but the lights did all go out moments ago. Did you notice that?
Oh, I was just focused on you. I just thought I may have, like, locked this light switch or something, so you can't get them back on?
No, she says, well, hang on, let me go and try. So she gets up and walks over to the switch on the wall, but as she reaches up for it, something steps out of the darkness and grabs her. And before you can react, she kind of gets pulled into the shadow, and as the light kind of there's like an alarm sounds and a light starts to spin, one of those spinny lights, you know the ones I mean, where they spin.
Yeah.
And it sort of illuminates her being pulled in towards the wall, and then it goes dark for a second, and then as the light hits again, all you can see is a scorch mark on the wall where she used to be.
That was unexpected. So I can't put anyone at danger to escape. I call down to Lambert, was it?
Yeah.
Security guard?
Yeah.
Lambert, Leala just disappeared into a wall.
He says, what? We've got severe problems all over the ship. What are you talking about? It's not a ship, it's a station.
Station. Maybe never mind. I'm coming down there. I'll be there soon. Actually, can you tell me where David is?
I believe David is Dr. Oren dropped him off in one of the quarters. And then we cut to see where David is.
Yeah, in the distance you hear me yell, "It's Dr. Rule."
Dr. Rule. We cut and we see Dr. Rule. Where are you currently, Dr. Rule?
Well, I've stumbled out into the hallway, obviously, and I want to be in that tiny little confined space. And I'm kind of stumbling along. Scientists are running kind of in the opposite direction, and a couple of security, like military-looking guys, are kind of running the other direction. And I just don't really know what's going on. Yeah.
You hear one of the scientists say, "If only we knew how to stop it."
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I have another cheeky little look at the 7 of clubs and put her back in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I start yelling out for Biggs, because he's my safety blanket, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
You
I hear
Biggs. Yeah, Biggs. You hear him calling in the distance.
Mm-hmm. I start making my way back to the ship.
Okay. So you're not going to respond. Just going to ignore.
Just going to ignore. Yeah. I'm power walking back to the ship.
Okay. All right.
Head down.
Well, I noticed that Biggs has literally no interest in meeting up.
You are going to gain a survival point for that, Luke.
All right. Well, I learned my lesson. I instead start calling out for Dr. Oren instead.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. You hear a voice overhead say, "Who's that?" Yes. And then Dr. Oren wanders around the corner and he says, "Oh, thank God, there you are. Did you finish what you were working on?"
No, I didn't get to finish, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to need another break at some point.
He says, "Well, I'll have to see what we can figure out." And then from the shadows behind him, you see 2 hands reach around, grab him by the head, and pull him back into the darkness. And then he's just not there anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm staring into the darkness. I'd like to try and identify.
Yep, go ahead.
Attack the darkness.
Okay, so it's a 12 on the roll plus my identify is a 6, so that's an 18.
18. You don't see anything. Well, you see kind of like a flicker as something shadowy moves away, but then you do notice that Dr. Orange's data pad is on the floor. It's the device he's been using to kind of check on his notes and talk to people this whole time.
Okay. All right, I put on a little rubber glove because obviously I don't want to touch something like that. Like gloves on. And
just someone's phone.
Yeah. Yeah. I've picked that up very
because you know what you've done with your phone.
Yeah, that's right. I tried to open it up, but it's obviously got the thumbprint detector. I can't get into it. So that's a shame because that would have been good if I could just quickly figure out what was going on.
That is unfortunate. You're going to gain a survival point for that because that is fairly appropriate.
Mm-hmm. So I put that in my pocket next to the sample of ooze. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you know what though? Turns out I didn't put the lid on the petri dish, so there's ooze all over the data pad now.
Right.
Oh, it actually seems to be coming to life. Actually, it's on now. It's on. Don't worry. I don't. It's on. Yeah. I can see
it's
now.
Unlocked.
Yeah. I mean, everything's on. You know what I mean? It is glowing.
Right. All right.
But more importantly, I can read through his emails.
Okay.
And
all right. That is going to cost you a survival point.
Browser history. Just having a look at that.
Yep.
Just take a minute to.
You do see some suspicious stuff regarding substances.
Yeah.
That costs you a survival point.
Yeah. Taking it down.
Yep. Very good. You notice in his notes that they have been. He's been expanding drilling operations at the site where they found the substance because there does seem to be quite a lot of it beneath the frost. And then he just kind of talks about how it seems to be like an incredibly abundant source of energy. However, it's very volatile and it reacts poorly with light, and particularly ultraviolet light seems to do some damage to it. It just kind of disintegrates in such circumstances. So, but then the ooze kind of eats through the data pad, and it's all you can do to avoid touching the ooze. So you drop the pad, and it melts into the floor.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. And then you hear footsteps coming up behind you, and you turn and there's Biggs. You guys
Biggs.
Reunited in the dim light of the corridor.
You must be running back to the ship.
Yeah, I am. Do you know which way it is? Because
not really.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I mean it's quite dark and there's that spinny light thing on, so can't really find my way.
So so many spinny light things. It's very confusing.
I was going to call Lambert, but I don't know if he would be of any help. I think he's in on this. Something's not right here.
Well, I don't know if he's in on it, but he's certainly pissed off that you keep calling him. So,
so what have you found?
Look, I had a little sample of some highly efficient energy fuel that they were using to boost this fusion reactor. I mean, I don't know what that thing cost to make, but it looked pretty fucking expensive. So,
well,
that's
I haven't been able to find anything in their books. I did manage to sleep with Liala, though, so
yeah, not surprising. I just knocked one off in a cupboard, so that was it's good.
Also, not surprising.
Yeah, both having fun. Yeah. I think the only way we're going to be able to sanitize this thing is to open up the sunroof on the station. Let the sunlight in.
How about we leave and we let them do that?
Fair. I'll leave a note.
Yeah. I'll call Lambert.
Yeah, you want to call him from the ship on our way out?
Yeah, we'll call it from the ship, yeah. They've got this.
All right.
we go to. I want to start looking at the map to try and work out how to get back to the ship.
All right. Yeah. So it's a pretty. I mean, it's sort of a maze of tunnels, but you can make your way back in that direction. You do. You notice that there's not a whole lot of scientists then around anymore, but there are a lot of scorch marks on the walls, and things are kind of in disarray. Cables hanging and steam bursting from spots where you imagine there probably shouldn't have been steam bursting from.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just looking at some of my cards.
Yes, something else bursting from points where it should be bursting. And eventually you do find your way back to where you dock the ship, but the system is in lockdown at the moment, and it's not opening the doorway to the corridor. However, there is a bypass that is it's kind of up in there's like a little terminal just a bit up the hallway. However, as you guys glance up that direction, you can see that there's a dark shape standing in the corridor, between you and the console.
Okay, Lig, what we've got to do is the bypass is that you have to feed the chipmunks, or the hamsters rather.
Hamsters.
Yeah, the hamsters. You've got to feed them so much that they go into a food coma and they stop spinning the wheels, and then all the doors automatically reopen.
How many hamsters are there?
Well, basically, if we had some kind of big chunk of meat-like substance, we could probably just shove that into the bypass panel, and they would all have a nibble of it.
Let me just crunch the numbers here just to work out how big the chunk would have to be for the number of hamsters there are.
But it is on the other side of that menacing-looking shadow that's coming towards us.
Well, I still have my chicken loaf sandwich.
Okay, wow, that's great. Didn't even think of that.
So how do we get past that shadowy figure? Because I'm not walking up there.
Okay. Well, I've got this missile, but unfortunately,
if only there was someone decisive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm deciding to walk. I think he's quite decisive. I'm walking up to him, but you know what? I'm gonna spend a survival point and get a missile launcher for this missile I've been carrying around with me this whole time. So
you just trip over one.
How did you come up with that idea?
That was lucky.
Yeah. Oh, it was, there was a set of lockers on the wall next to where you guys are standing, and you open them up, there's like a bunch of machine guns, and there's like...
Yeah, but I don't need that stuff. I just need a rocket launcher, because I got this little rocket.
Pens, pencils, a flashlight, there's a bunch of stuff in there.
Can I grab a flashlight and some pens and pencils?
Flashlight? Did you say a flashlight?
Flashlight, pens and pencils.
Yeah, thanks.
Because Protonet, they're pretty cheap, so that's why they sent us here. So I want to grab as much stationery as I can.
Yep. Absolutely. Load yourselves up.
Sure. Okay, so can I stare into the darkness and use Identify to try to make out the shape that's there?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Make a roll.
Okay, I've rolled an 11 plus my Identify is 6, so that's a 17.
So it's human shaped, and as you look, you can kind of tell that it's actually kind of shifting between different human shapes. Ooh. So it at first looks like kind of like a quite tall male figure, and then it switches, and there's like a shorter person, and then like a more of a feminine shape, and then there's one for a moment there you think it almost kind of looks like Dr. Oren for just a moment, but then and then it changes again.
Okay. Well, first I say something inappropriate because obviously that's what I do. So
what do you say?
Well, as it morphs into a very small shape, I say, "Look, a midget," and the shape corrects me and says that the technical term is dwarf or small stature person. I immediately feel foolish. So
yeah, well, you lose and gain a survival point at the same time.
Yeah, perfect. And then I guess I fire the missile launcher, the scientific missile, into the dark shape.
Into the dark shape. Yep.
Yeah. I got an assault of 5. Should I roll?
Yes, please do. And it's going to roll its... Okay,
so I got an 11 plus my 5 assault, which is 16.
16. Huh. All right. The missile hits the target. So as the light, one of the spinny security, safety lights. Safety lights? Danger lights. It's not safety. It's danger. A danger light spinning. The missile impacts just as the light is striking the figure, and the missile explodes in the corridor and blows out the sides of the corridor, but also blows out the figure disappears. But now the cold vacuum of the outside is now making its way to the inside, and the temperature is rapidly dropping.
Okay.
Good work.
Okay, so I button up my hoodie.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to take charge now because Luke doesn't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Biggs. Biggs doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
So I've got my 6 of commanding to seize power during stressful situations.
Yeah. What do you want him to do?
I just want him to feed the fucking sandwich to the fucking hamsters.
To the hamsters.
All right, roll. Luke, I want you to roll your... so, Dan, you got to roll your command.
Yep. So
And
I've got
Luke,
a 15 total.
Okay, Luke, you need to roll your dissuade.
Right.
Because I believe that is... yes.
7, 8, 13.
13 versus what was it?
15.
More than that. 15. All right.
Yep.
So, he's convinced you that that's what you need to do, Luke. So you head on down the corridor, which is now destroyed. But so you
I yell out, Biggs, pop a hoodie on.
Thanks, David.
Dr. Rule.
Flick my hoodie up.
Dr. Rule. You're going to need to, in order to navigate this situation, it is very dangerous. You're going to need to make an escape artist check in order to get across this without being pulled out into the cold.
9 plus 8 is 17.
17. All right. Very good. So you make it across, and you are now on the other side of where the damage was, and there is the panel there.
So I'm now feeding the chicken loaf sandwich into the hamster.
Into the computer system.
Yep.
Yep. Screen lights up as you feed the sandwich in, and you can see this is like a little percentage meter up on the screen, and it says hamster fullness level. And then as you're feeding the sandwich in, the little bar starts to go up, and it gets you get half the sandwich in, and then it's just at like 49%, and then the tension is rising because you've already got half the sandwich in there. Is it going to be enough? And then you push the rest of the sandwich in there, and it gets to 99% and then stops. And then you look up at Dr. Rule, and he looks at you expectantly, and then you look down at the screen, and then at the last second you notice some crumbs just sitting there on the screen itself, and you kind of brush them down into the little receptacle, and then the control
It's got a receptacle.
It's in the sandwich slot, and then the little bar hits 100%, and all of a sudden, all the doors in the facility kind of like shift open, and you can see the ramp to your ship out on the landing pad outside.
And I'm going to make a run for it.
All right, make an escape artist check.
Yep. Ooh. What would that be? That would be 14.
14. You
I'm going to
slip.
I'm going to re-roll the 2.
Okay. How many points you got left?
So that would be... this takes me down to 4.
Okay.
Oh, crap. So yeah, that doesn't help. I'm now on 13.
13. All right. As you, Dr. Rule, you see as Biggs is making his way back up the hallway, he slips and he falls out into the snow.
Right. Okay.
And you hear him kind of go, "Help!"
All right.
Please help.
All right. Well, I start calling out to him to jettison some of the stationery that he's stolen. That's really what's weighed him down. To be honest, it's quite powdery.
You're being pulled under the snow from all the excess weight.
So I'm going to try to persuade that. No, I'm commanding actually.
Okay.
I'll try to command. So we just roll here.
I'll get everything but this last box of pens.
All right, Luke, you're going to have to roll a dissuade check here.
I got a 12 here.
Ooh.
You got a 12 total.
12 total, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I got 12 as well.
Oh, it's a tie.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to let you guys just decide amongst yourselves what happens.
All right, so I'm going to get rid of everything, but I'm keeping one box of pens.
Okay, so you've dropped nearly everything, and you've risen back up to almost the top of the snow.
And I stick my hand out.
Okay, I'm sticking my hand out here too, and our fingers are getting closer and closer.
Could you use your other hand, please?
Oh, it's busy. So no, I can't. Fingers touch, but my fingers are quite sticky.
Well, that would help.
Okay, our hands stick together. And I managed to pull you back onto the station.
You are feeling a little bit repulsed, Biggs, but also grateful as you have been pulled back onto the station.
Let's just get out of here. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, so I don't actually have many escape points, so I'm going to try to pursue the ship rather than trying to escape from the station.
You can,
so
you guys can head up the corridor.
I'm rolling to pursue here.
All right, pursue.
That's a 5 on the roll plus a 6. That's an 11.
Oh. You just can't seem to remember where the ship is.
But I just rolled with, what's that, 12. I just rolled 20.
All right, what were you rolling?
Escape artist.
Escape artist.
Escape to the ship.
All right, so you just drag Dr. Rule back to the ship.
Yep. But when I go in, I'm not going to shut the door.
Sorry,
I'm just running to.
No. Yeah, you've left him there. That's how escape artist works. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm just leaving him.
I'm now pursuing
I'm not
Luke.
even stopping to shut the door. I'm just running straight to the cockpit.
Right. All right. So you notice now that Biggs is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I'm pursuing him. Okay, I got
the wheels falling off my chair again.
Okay, I've rolled a 19, including my pursuit, to pursue Luke onto the ship.
All right, so you see where he went, and you follow him up there, and you're a little pissed that he left you behind.
Yeah, a bit drunk.
You're used to it.
David, it's okay. I was just getting here to warm the ship up, so I wasn't going to leave you.
Okay, so
I sound that convincingly.
Okay, do you want to roll to see if you've convinced me?
Roll persuade. 6, and then Dan, you roll dissuade.
Okay.
It's a counter
14.
Oh, I got a 9 total. Okay, I'm convinced.
He's convinced you.
Yeah. Well, I can't stay mad at you. We did used to be married. Back when I used to identify as a different gender.
I start turning on warming up the engines, sort of skipping the safety checks because I want to get out of there as quickly as possible.
That's why. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely wise thing to do. Yeah. All right. So you managed to start the ship up and you launch off from the station and out into space. And luckily for you,
David, I have a question for you.
Sure.
When I got in, I didn't shut the door. I was leaving that for you, so you could catch up. Remember? Did you by any chance shut it?
So you seem pretty indecisive there, so I'm just gonna command you to stop asking questions if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yep. Gonna roll. Oh, that's a 12. 12 total.
And I just rolled what? 18, 23.
Okay.
23
for dissuade.
All right. Fine. The doors.
So I'm going to ask again. Did you shut the doors?
Yes, I did. So don't worry about that. It was none of your business. Actually.
you go back to you turn to indicate that you did indeed shut the doors, and in fact, you point out that the ship wouldn't lift off if the doors weren't shut. And as you indicate with your arm, the petri dish, the leaking petri dish that was in your top pocket, falls from your pocket, and some of the fluid that had leaked from the petri dish falls onto your arm, and before your eyes, Biggs, Dr. Rule disappears, and all that's left is a dark scorch on the wall. And the credits roll, and
the Dark Shadow has his dick out.
Making way for a sequel. Fusion 2, Electric Boogaloo.
The search for the sequel.
That was fun.
And scene.
And film. That's a wrap on Fusion.
So good.
All right.
Oh, that's actually quite fun.
Do you reckon that anyone actually fucking uses this stuff to like fucking brainstorm movie ideas? Because this, like, you know, take the chicken sandwich out of this, and you know,
what are you talking about, Dan?
Oh my god! You know what we need? You know what we need? Them listeners, one of you must be
someone to draw this as a cartoon.
Yeah. And
that would be great.
We need a simple flash animation of this.
Yeah. I will admit my favourite scene is when I was in the kitchen.
Well, it took a lot of screen time up that scene, so, you know.
It did. Yeah. Well, it was very crucial to the plot.
Yeah, well, the chicken sandwich was the fucking... ended up solving the whole thing. Sorry, chicken loaf. Is chicken loaf a thing?
Chicken loaf.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
The fuck is chicken loaf?
It's like a big, long, grey fat sausage that you slice up.
But it's chicken instead of beef. Is that what it is?
But it's not... Like, imagine absolutely no texture to it.
Yeah, gross. So it's the shit from the containers.
It's like Devon.
Yeah, it's like Devon.
It's just
Devon.
Processed.
It's the grey version of Devon.
Yeah. After it's had the life sucked out of it.
And I do actually... chicken loaf is my go-to food when I am sick. I love eating really fresh bread, lots of butter, and chicken loaf.
Sorry, and this is maybe not the forum for this because we're in the middle of at the end of our special episode here. But we need to bring up something.
Oh yeah, Luke.
This is a little treat.
Fucking intervention.
We need to have a conversation about what the fuck you eat, mate.
What? Luke, it has been brought to our attention that you have been eating raw sausages. Not cold sausages, because they're delicious. Raw sausages.
I used to eat the occasional raw sausage when I was younger.
Why?
Don't know. My mother also used to does it.
What?
But last week I just had a craving.
My mother used to. She does it.
She does it. I had a craving for it, and so
how do you have a craving for a fucking raw sausage? Just like as in like 100% beef, fucking supposed to be grilled sausage, not some pre-cooked thing, right?
I just ate a few raw sausages, 6 to be exact.
6?
What? You ate 6 raw? Fuck! Are you all right?
I feel like I've been doing this since I was a child. It's people out there do it. I'm not the only one.
Podcast at multiplenerdgasm.com if you eat raw
I'm reaching
sausages.
out to her on social media right now.
Or if you if you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to hear us do more of this kind of thing, also write in and let us know. Podcast at multiplenerdgasm.com because I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was great. Yeah, if you've got an idea of what we should do for our next movie,
yes, absolutely,
let us know. And watch, in about 2 years' time, Fusion is going to be in cinemas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will get no credit for it.
I'll be honest with you. There are elements of Fusion that are already in cinemas.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Because I did borrow from a few inspirations in coming up with the plot of this. So, also, I did ask you guys what you wanted. And listeners, write in. Let us know. And if you enjoyed this, let us know. We'll do some more of it. I had fun.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time I've ever run a game of this particular game. So
it's great. I actually think at some point too, it would be fun to put the video on while we did some of these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Interesting. All right.
Get in character, dress
we
up.
can just.
We can do that. All right. Well, happy Halloween, listeners. I hope you enjoyed the show. And
This is Halloween.
this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Oh, that's probably copyright. God damn it. Great. Now we got the mouse after us.
Well, the mouse came after him for that. That's why he had to produce it with them.
Oh, God. All right.
Because he fucking drew pictures of it while he used to work at Disney. And they were like, you ever want to make that? Making it here.
Huh.
But we don't care because you're not famous. Years later, oh, you are famous. Get back here.
Burton. Then he made Batman Returns.
Get back
His
here.
best
Burton.
film.
It all comes full circle.